Greetings, plebs. It's been a minute since I made a video, hasn't it? So I figured I'd make one now, considering with all the announcements and all of what's going on um, with basically, well, my thoughts on the whole competitive feature pack, as well as what I intend to do and all that stuff. I've been flamed a little bit over the idea that I make too many announcements, too much talk, not enough action. And I'm trying to keep that in mind as I go along with this video. Basically, let me first tell my thoughts on everything, right? So I mean, like, I obviously started streaming Guild Wars again after my team making our entire dramatic exit of Guild Wars. I mean, my team is still playing Smite over Guild Wars. When I say my team, I mean everyone on my team except for me. Now, for those of you that haven't tuned into my stream, ever since then, I've actually been streaming Guild Wars again on and off. The situation is simple. I started working, so I do not have the time anymore to invest in tryhard esports. And in that case, I'm just trying to keep my community alive. And my community wants me to stream Guild Wars, so that's what I've been doing. With that said, if I'm going to be... I mean, it's pretty obvious sometimes in my stream when I'm not in a terrific mood. But I'll just say it bluntly. And that is that streaming Guild Wars 2 right now for me is almost a job. It's a worst paid job ever, because despite the fact that I have an insanely supportive stream, you know, you're just looking at the hours of investing hours versus the payout. But you know, basically, what I mean with that is, I've been struggling streaming Guild Wars 2. Realistically speaking, I should be able to stream at least 3 times more than I am right now, easily. However, I have not been able to do that because when I sit down and I just look at the idea that I'm going to be streaming Guild Wars for 3 hours in a row, I just start doing other things. You know, I just whip up Binding of Isaac and I don't start my stream, because if I start my stream streaming anything but Guild Wars, my community just leaves, you know. So I've been in this position where if I want to keep my stream alive, I need to stream Guild Wars. And if I stream Guild Wars, I don't even want to stream, you know? And the reason for that is simple. Playing Guild Wars 2 for me has been a real struggle right now because there's been absolutely nothing going for me. Like, put the esports idea to the side. Just the fact that I can't have any competition, you know, anymore. Anything to strive for, anything to try for. As a competitive player, there's nothing for me in that game right now. And it's been really difficult for me trying to maintain the enthusiasm to continue playing for you guys when I have literally nothing going for me in that game. You know, like, I don't care if I win or lose a game. I don't care if I go on a winning streak for 50 games in a row. I wouldn't care if I lost 50 games in a row, because either way, I'm unhappy playing versus the opponents that I play versus, because all my skilled opponents left the game. I'm unhappy with the allies I have, because all the skilled people left the game. And when everyone is, like, generally horrible in the match, because that's essentially how it's been, there's no good players in the match that I can actually compete with. So it's just been a devolved version of Guild Wars. You know, I've been playing Power Mesmer, just pushing into Farpoint, 1v1ing and beating like 99.99% of the players, sometimes winning 1v2s with Power Mesmer. It's like, it's not even fun. You know, it's not even fun. It's been really difficult. So I've been on this, I've basically convinced myself I'll stream at least once a week. And that's basically what I did, even though I could have streamed theoretically 4 or 5 times a week. I've been streaming once a week minimum, just to make sure I do something. And I'm just waiting for something to happen. Whether that be a balance patch to spice things up, or whether it be a patch or anything. I really didn't expect anything to happen anytime soon. And now we have automated tournaments. All of a sudden, ArenaNet makes this ridiculous announcement that they're making a competitive feature pack. The feedback was incredible, you know, like the actual response. Granted, a lot of this was probably for Warby World, but still, the response of people in the community to the idea that ArenaNet is actually looking at competitive play a little more, it gave far more views, comments, and all that stuff than any pleb-ass fucking shitty living story PvE post ever did. And that's good. That means that there's still people that are looking to play PvP and War of the World when there's a fucking reason to. Now, I won't get into the details of the War of the World post, because I have no fucking clue what any of it says. There's some shit about rewards, probably nothing I can actually give a fuck about, because probably means you have to grind it. But basically, I'm happy about the idea of War of the World getting attention, because War of the World is the greatest entry point into PvP. Like, you start PvE, you play PvE enough, eventually you get bored because PvE sucks dick, you go War of the World, and after you go War of the World, you hear that there's actually more skilled people in PvP, and then you enter PvP, and you get your ass kicked because you're a War of the Worlder. And then you actually learn the game. And that's how we got so many of our best players. They came from that process. So I'm really excited about the actual future prospects with War of the World improving. It's also something that, like, if War of the World is more alive, it's obviously more fun to stream, which I every now and then do. So, what's happening in PvP? Why is Helseth excited? Also, I might not seem so excited, but that's because I'm sick. Like, it's pretty obvious to hear that I'm fairly sick. Anyway, why am I excited about the changes? Well, simple. Automated tournaments. Now, I've said that I have nothing to stream, because I don't. I don't. However, what do you guys think about the idea of me streaming 5-man? You know, like the whole 5-man communication, the banter in between, and the communication of the match, and us winning the tournaments and all that stuff. Wouldn't that be great? I know that when I stream the weekly ESL Gem Cups, you know, like people loved watching that. People love watching old scrim videos with my team's communication and all that stuff, you know. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go live during tournaments. Obviously, we're gonna put a delay for obvious reasons, and then it's gonna be us playing. When I say us, though, it's not my team. My team, unless there's any real esports-esque return to the game, my team isn't coming back. Like, they're esports players. They have no business playing this game if there's no money in it. So in that event, I will be playing with the roster that is Cindernair, me, Snowball, Misha, Zan. So that is Cindernair, rank 55, Snowball, Vermilion, Misha, Zan, rank 55, and then me, Denial. So that's going to be the roster we play in. Obviously, our team is going to fucking destroy everyone, because there's nobody that can contest that team. Like, obviously, all the players that could fuck with that are gone. So I think it's going to be interesting, streaming our dominance and seeing how long it's going to take for people to actually start being able to take a game off us. Oh my god, my voice there just cracked. Game off us. Jesus Christ, I almost want to re-record the entire video because of that, but I won't. I'm sick, okay? Anyway. So that's what we're basically doing. We're looking to stream the 5-man. Now, what do I actually think of the prospects of the automated tournaments? I think it's simple. If automated tournaments have rewards, and I mean real rewards, I mean better rewards than anywhere else in the game. And there should be better rewards there than anywhere else in the game. Because if the automated tournament is a monthly, because that's essentially what it's going to be a bunch of dailies and it's going to be one monthly tournament. If that monthly tournament doesn't have the best rewards in the entire fucking game, then it's retarded. Because there's no harder content than beating top players in a 5v5, you know? Like, if you get a shitty fucking reskin of the glorious hero armor, again, when you get infinitely better rewards, just fucking farming PvE half AFK, then this mode has no fucking future prospects whatsoever. There has to be unique rewards, there has to be progression, has to be potential, and of course, this opens the way for actual real tournaments if ArenaNet wants to have that again. We don't know, because ArenaNet's communication is fucking awful. They're acting like a moody teenager does to a mother shortly after she grounded him. You know, like, doesn't say a fucking word to us. Just does whatever the fuck they want. So we have no idea. We have no idea. But basically, my prediction of the whole 80s is simple. If it goes well, with the rewards, like if they actually have real rewards, I'm just going to say a random one. 1k gold per player who wins. Every monthly. Helseth, that's too much. Shut the fuck up, it's not too much. It's not too much. It's not too much. It's simply not too much. There's no content harder in the entire game, and there never will be any harder content in the entire game than beating fucking ESL tier players in monthlies. There's no harder content. If you're the best players in the entire fucking world, then you should be rewarded appropriately. Obviously. Like, there's no discussion. So there should be rewards that everyone else dreams of, you know, because that's what's going to drive them to try to compete further and get better. Now, if that doesn't exist, it's a shitty reskin tier, then nobody's going to care about the fact that there's a team winning everything. Nobody's going to be jealous. Nobody's going to be aspired. Of course, there's going to be, let's say, 50 players that are going to want to get to that level. But it's not going to be what it's supposed to be. And it's just going to be another great idea with horrible execution, which has time and time again happened in ArenaNet. However, I will say this. I am extremely excited about a new lobby. Honestly, despite the fact that this video generally has a negative tone to it, it's really because I don't want to get my hopes up. That's all it is. I don't want to get my hopes up and then see them squandered, because it's happened too much in this game. With that said, the actual outlook of these changes look amazing. And we could actually have a complete revival of the PvP scene. And I'm not talking about esports tournaments or anything like that. I'm just saying that we might actually have an active scene. See, I don't care about the esports of Guild Wars 2 right now, if I'm being honest. I don't care. I got my job, I got my career, I got everything lined up that I want to. I just want to stream Guild Wars. I just want to play 5v5. I just want to try hard, and I just want to have fun with my stream. And as long as we can do that, I'm good. So let's just hope that ArenaNet doesn't fuck us over, and we can just have some fucking fun. Because if PvP gets revived again, and the hype is similar to Season 5, and we can actually keep that level of excitement for PvP up for, let's say, half a year, or let's say longer, then we're in for a fucking amazing ride. Anyway, just wanted to fucking... Mainly, this video is just so people know that I'm still fucking alive. Barely. And that I want to make videos, I want to stream, and if the 5v5 content is something valuable, something I can actually do, then expect YouTube videos again, expect regular streams where I play with my team and we're gonna smack bitches. Expect a lot of fun. The ball is entirely in ArenaNet's hands. If they want to make something out of it, or if they just want to do a half-baked change and fuck everything over, we'll see what happens. Anyway, there's always going to be a difference between peasants and kings. I'll see you guys later.